Well, hello and good evening, everybody. I was in the middle, I was trying to put addresses or birthdays and stuff. I was trying to do it too fast because Auntie wanted some birthdays and I was just giving her all of them. She said she only needs the one that she asked for. So I will have to work on that after I'm done. Too many things to do at one time. So, I hope you are having a good week. First of all, don't you love this chicken? Oh, look at that. You can't tell it from my green screen. It's a little knitted chicken. It looks so weird when you have a green screen behind it. Makes me happy though. My friend Steph made that for me and it sits by my desk and I see it every day. Sometimes you have to have those things in your life that just make you happy. You know? Just those silly little things in your life that make you happy. And so if Angie pops in, I will I'll just have to tell her I'll get that right afterwards. So we moved a shed yesterday. My dad has his garage in his regular shed, but behind their house they had this little tiny shed. I think it's probably 4 feet, maybe 4 feet 6 by 6 feet. So not a big shed. And it had some holes in it, and Dad just decided he didn't want it. It was really old, and he was just going to tear it down. And I said, well, I'll take that because I could turn it into a garden shed. Because our shed that we have now, one, has a washer and dryer in it. I know it's weird, but when you live in Yuma, it doesn't freeze. It might frost once in a while, but it never freezes. And I guess one time in the last 25 years, it had a little bit of snow. So a lot of people have their washer and dryers outside. So our big shed has that, and it has all Joe's tools. Well, I didn't really have places for all my garden stuff. And so I thought this was perfect. Now, of course, it'll need some stuff because it does have some holes in it. I don't know where Dad got it from. Or maybe it was on the property when he bought the property. I don't know. So I put the first coat because I repainted it. But you should have seen what we did. Joe took the roof off, and then we were just going to have some people help us move it. And Dad and I both thought at the same time, what if we put dollies on there? Because it's not heavy. They unhooked it from the base, the wood base. And so we put one dolly on one end, one dolly on the other end, and we just maneuvered it all the way over to our house. It was probably pretty comical. But it was interesting just moving something like that because sheds can be heavy. But I think because we took it off the base, that made a big difference because that wood base would have weighed a lot more and we probably would have had a harder time moving it with just 2 dollies. But Dad was on one end, Joe was on one end, and I was just the balancer. And we went around Dad's house, down all of his property line, through some trees, past my little gardens, and set it down. So Joe painted the roof, and he's putting that back on. And I did the first coat of the outside. Now Joe will have to fix the holes. It looks like at some point maybe something ran into it or something, but it obviously wasn't Dad because where he has it, there's probably only, I don't know, 6-8 feet to the fence. So the way it's situated, there's just no way. So he probably got it from somebody, or it was on the property at one point and they just moved it over there. But we're painting it the same color as our house and our shed. And Joe got me a shelf, and it's going to be a perfect garden shed. So I'll show you some pictures and show you how we put it back together. Now, I didn't keep the base. I said, Joe, because we lifted it up and some of the wood was starting to rot because who knows how long it was there. And I said, it's a garden shed. We have gravel right there. We might as well just set it on the gravel. So he's got these things that you twist into the ground and then a strap that goes over that you winch it up tight in case there was a lot of wind. It's not usually too much wind where we are, just because there's a lot of big trees and it kind of just blocks everything. So it'll be interesting to see how it works out. But it will take all those things on that in the corner of our patio that were my garden things, and I can move it into there. So I was happy about that. Now I finished basically almost all my garden. I do have a few more onions to plant and a few garlics, but everything else is in. And so I've done videos all around it. So I'm putting those together, and that will be up this week. But it's kind of fun. You know, you garden all summer long, and then we come down here and it all begins again. So it's good. And everything is kind of settled in. You know, sometimes when you plant your gardens and it has kind of a shock period. So I had all my flowers and my vegetables. I let them sit on the patio for a few days. So they kind of got used to the nights and the sun. And I just think that it helps your plants when you kind of harden them off. Even though it's not cold here, I think that process just helps them. And then when they go into the soil, because when you get them at, oh, John is here. Hello, John. How are you? When you get them at a greenhouse or a box store, they're covered and they're protected. And so if you can do that with your plants before you plant them into the soil, I just think it makes a big difference. And my onions came from Dixondale Farms. That's where I have been buying onions. I don't even know how many years, but they're out of Texas, and they have onions based on where you live. And so up in Wyoming, I get long day onions. Down here in Arizona, I buy what they call short day onions. So I planted them. I gave some to Dad. I'm going to give some to my other neighbors that have small little pots or gardens, you know, so that we can share the onions around. And then I have garlic that I grew in the summertime. Now it is hardneck, so it's not going to go through the cold stage, and so it won't get the big bulbs that I get up there, but it will still I'll get some growth in there, some cloves that expand, and so it'll be good. And I just love that idea of growing garlic. I love what the plant looks like. I love that it helps other plants. So sometimes you plant things because it helps other plants. And so that's what I do. Now, tomorrow I am making bean and ham soup. Now, you guys know I don't eat pork. So you're probably saying, why is she making bean and ham soup? Well, at Veterans Day, down at our little clubhouse that we have, they had ham. And there was a lot of it left. And there was the ham bones in there. And since I'm the head of the ladies auxiliary, I don't want to waste anything, right? John, we'll just stop that right there. John wants to know, your garden in Arizona much different than in Wyoming? No, it's not really any different. I have some raised beds and I have some in-ground stuff. The things that are different is they're much smaller than what I do in Wyoming. And I have citrus down here. So I have oranges and limes and lemons and grapefruits. So that part is different. Julie says, hi, Julie. You could use vegan bacon bits. Yes, that's a thing. I have seen those. But I'm just making the bean and ham soup because we had the ham and the bones. And just because I don't eat them doesn't mean I don't enjoy making it. And so I'm going to soak the beans tonight. And then we had a lot of vegetables left. And so I'm also going to make a vegetable soup. So I would be one that ate the vegetable soup. But there's other people that don't eat ham or pork. And so it gives us two things. And I'll make a salad. We'll have some bread, crackers. And I'm thinking German chocolate cake. What do you guys think? It's one of my favorites. It always seems to be a favorite when I make it down at the clubhouse. So I'm thinking German chocolate cake would be okay. I think any kind of cake that I made would be all right. But I'll just make a couple cakes up. There'll be plenty of people. Um, oh, John says that bean and ham soup is good with cornbread. Well, we already have the crackers. I I could make cornbread instead of regular bread. I'll have to think about that, John. I don't have to make that till tomorrow, so I'll think about that. That might be a good thing to do. I'll look and see if we have any cornmeal down at the clubhouse, and because I do love cornbread. It is spectacular. Well, I went to our art meeting today. We have it once a month. There was probably 36 people there. Somewhere around in there, 35, 36 artists from all over the country that come to Yuma in the wintertime. Well, some people do live here all year round. That's true. But there is a lot of them that come in as snowbirds. And so you can do show and tell. So you can bring a painting and just show it, and you talk about your painting, what technique you did, what what medium you have, stuff like that. Canadian Family Life. Hello, how are you? And Teresa is here. She says, good evening, everybody. Sorry I'm late. Just finished fixing dinner. Now eating while watching. Awesome. I haven't started dinner because we had a late lunch today. But so part of show and tell this week, or at this meeting, was you could do something that had to do with snacks. And so one of the artists made this book, and then it opened up like this. I mean, you could flip through the pages, but then if you pull this string, it opened up like this, like an accordion. And it had all these different things that you could have for snacks, grapes and cake and just all kinds of stuff that she had watercolored. It was so cute. And I thought that was a good idea. I painted a caramel. I was trying to think of what I could paint for a snack, and we had some caramels in the cupboard. So I painted a caramel. So it's just a fast little half-hour painting. So that was kind of fun, I thought, too. And John says he was giving a 5-pound bag of maize flour, not sure what to make with it. Tortillas. That's what comes to my mind. You guys, what would you use for maize flour? Give John some ideas in the chat to see what you would do. So that's kind of, that's fun. What would I do with flour? Always so many possibilities. So, thanks, John. Oh, see? Tamales. See? Fun things to make, John. So that's kind of fun. I have not ridden my bike since I hurt my knee, but we do have this stationary bike. Oh, hi, Andale. How are ya? And our neighbor, we got it from our neighbor for free. And so I haven't been able to ride my regular bike. Well, maybe I could have, but I was a little leery, I wasn't quite sure, because knees take a long time to heal. So the last couple days, I have been 5 minutes on the stationary bike. And I have to tell you, it is not easy, I thought. I am glad I didn't try to ride my bicycle. Not that I wouldn't be able to balance. I'm not worried about that. What I am worried about is just the pressure on my knee. So I think if I use that stationary bike for, I don't know, a while, a week maybe, then I think it might be okay, and I won't be concerned about driving or riding on a bicycle. John, here are some other suggestions for you. See, just all kinds of stuff, John. John got a great big bag of maize flour, and so people are writing what they would do. And Liz is here. Hello, Liz. How are you? John says, great responses. I've never made tamales, but we'll give it a try. I haven't either. Ann says, very smart. And I'm sorry I have not sent a message. Life has been crazy, and I haven't worked out all the things with that live stream. And so I just haven't done it yet. So I haven't forgotten, and I will get it all sorted out. So Ann knows what I'm talking about. Julie says, isn't as hard as it seems, just time consuming. The maize is like cookie dough. Then you fill and wrap it up before steaming. See, I haven't ever made those either. Interesting. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Ann. So it has been busy. What do you think about this background? I have my green screen up. I haven't used my green screen I didn't take it back to Wyoming because there just wasn't room, but I haven't used it easily 6 months. And so when you have a green screen behind you, you can put all kinds of photographs. And so it's kind of fun. And I found this photograph today of the sky. I didn't take it. But I have a site that I pay for that you can use the photos on it. And so I put this up because I thought it was just beautiful. Now, I have to tell you, when you garden in the summertime, you go to the nursery and there's just like tomatoes everywhere. I mean, seriously, everywhere. They have the 4-packs, they have 6-packs, they have the 4-inch pots, they have the great big pots that they want $20 for. Well, I could find the pots that they wanted $20 for, but my regular greenhouse that I go to, they said that they were coming in. And then when I went there, the couple times that they said they didn't get them. And then finally the guy goes, well, our new supplier says he's not going to have them until March. Well, you just lost out on hundreds of dollars of sales because people in the wintertime plant tomatoes. So I literally had to, it makes me cringe every time I think of it. I literally had to pay $5.98 for 4-inch pots at Home Depot and Lowe's. I just couldn't even believe. I have always swore I would never. I said I wouldn't do it when they were $3.98, and now they're $5.98. But I wanted tomato plants, and I thought next year I'm bringing tomato plants with me. I am never paying that again. So I got 4 tomato plants, and it cost me like $25. Oh, they better produce. I just couldn't believe that that they can charge that. That's more than a whole packet of seeds, even expensive seeds. And they're charging that much money for a tomato. I find it very disappointing. And Joe says they need somebody down in Yuma to grow lots of tomatoes for people to buy. And I said, yes, they do. Yeah, it is kind of fitting. Doesn't it kind of remind you of Arizona? We have some very beautiful sunsets here. And then usually it's against palm trees. Like, let me do this. I am going to go over to settings. I'm going to go to virtual. And let me see if I can find. Okay, so this is one I took. This is where I live on the sunsets. It has all these palm trees. And this is what my sunsets look like. And so it's beautiful skies. It makes me happy because in Wyoming, we have beautiful sunsets. And then we came down here and we still have beautiful sunsets. So that made me happy. I know, and they better make tons of tomatoes because otherwise I could go to the farmer's market and get tomatoes. But don't you love a good sunset? I do. It makes me happy, but it just is kind of like relaxing. You can just stand and watch it or sit in a lawn chair and watch the sunset. And I just find that it can make your whole day better. That's what I think. Julie says that she does like the purples in the other ones. Me too. When I found that photograph, I thought, oh man, I wonder where that's taken. But on that site that, I pay for, it doesn't tell you. Yeah, that's a good job for me. Well, that's true, but I don't think I want to do one more thing. I feel overwhelmed half of my life. So I need it to be somebody else that wants to do that. Oh, I agree. Tomato mayo sandwiches. I like lettuce with it. I like cheese with it. When years ago, I haven't eaten bacon in 25, well, probably more than 25 years. But sometimes I can find beef bacon, and I've made beef bacon before. And, it has that smoky, rich flavor, just like regular bacon. And man, a BLT is so good with beef bacon. Now, if you live in big cities where they would have like a Jewish deli, they sell beef bacon. And actually, even in big cities, Walmart sells beef bacon, but not where I live, and not where I live in Arizona. So it's just like drats. Hey, Stella, how are ya? Do you start your own tomatoes plants from seeds you saved? Yes, I do all the time. And I just thought we only have so much space in our truck, and that's all we can take. And so a lot of times I've stuffed plants in the doors, the little pockets in the doors and different things. But I just didn't. I thought at that nursery I've always been able to get 6 packs of tomatoes, but not this year. That's just the way it is. And says that it feels so good to look at a pretty sunset. I totally agree. Turkey bacon. Now, I hate turkey bacon. I love turkey. I seriously do. And I have tried every brand I can find of turkey bacon. I think it's disgusting. I think it looks weird. It doesn't taste like bacon. I know. And I know a lot of people like it. Me, it's just not for me. It just doesn't have, I don't know. It just looks like it went through a machine and they made these little strips. That's what, I just don't like it. I don't know what, I know I shouldn't say that. There's plenty of people that do. Julie says that she never looked at a kosher market for beef bacon. She usually go there for amazing salmon cuts. Ask them. I bet you they would have it. If they don't, they could probably get it for you. But it is amazing. Yeah, Liz, if you live anywhere by a Jewish deli, a kosher market, lots of times they will have beef bacon because people like that taste and that they like BLTs. And so it's just good. Okay, John says, which do you like better, cherry tomatoes or grape tomatoes? Well, I think it just depends on the variety. Like, I love atomic tomatoes, and they're more shaped like a grape tomato. They're longer. And I like that they start off this purplish green color, and when they're ripe, they have all these stripes of reds and yellows and oranges. And I like them. I mean, I really like them. But for a cherry tomato, like a sun gold is what they're called. Those are like eating candy. I mean, I grow them in my garden lots and lots of times, and I'll just eat them while I'm pulling weeds and doing stuff. They're amazing. Yeah, perfect for munching on. Sun Gold or Atomic are great tomatoes. And one is a cherry and one is more like a grape one. It's much longer. Hey, Heidi, how are ya? See, everybody's saying hi, 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 hi. Awesome. I love that. Now, I have seeds. Oh, that's good with my green screen. See, I haven't used my green screen for like 6 months, and I totally forgot that it cuts out the stuff. But I wanted to show you, if you have a Hobby Lobby, in the clearance section, they have seeds for 41 cents. And some of them are 33 or 34 cents. So if you're in need of some seeds, there's some fun little ones. But they had some flowers of seeds I didn't have, like violets. Oh, that's crazy on the green screen. 41 cents. And I didn't have any of those, so I got them. But they had all kinds of vegetables, so if you're looking for some inexpensive seeds, the other thing to look for is if your community, your extension office, or your regular library has a seed library, because those seeds are always free, and free seeds are good, especially if when you start ordering on a catalog, which I still do all the time because there's varieties I can't find otherwise. But it is really a great way to try a lot of different seeds. And usually the seed library, if it's possible, they ask you to send some seeds back. You've grown some of their tomatoes, say. Just save some of those tomato seeds and bring them back to them. It's a great thing. And Xander is in here because I see everybody saying hi to him. Hey, how are you? And Jeannie is here. Hello. I am good. Earlier I was talking about we moved a shed over to our house from my dad's house. He was going to get rid of it. Not a big one, but perfect for my garden stuff. So I'm totally excited about that. And then I've been trying to think of things that I can make for videos for the holidays. Now, last year, I'm pretty sure it was last year, I got this, and it had a little thing inside of it. It's got a little pocket right there from Lynn, one of my subscribers. And so I'm going to make these. I'm going to show how to do it. But see, it's all really just a square. See, it starts out with a square. And it's all just a way to fold it. But so perfect if you wanted to give like a gift card. You can punch a little hole through there, hang them on your trees, have all your grandkids, a little gift card right in there. So much fun. So, have you ever seen seed vaults? I have seen documentaries on seed vaults. And I am a seed saver, but I don't have a vault for them. But I like the idea of seed vaults, that they are saving seeds from all across the planet. So in case something would happen, they can grow those plants again. I showed on a video, my dad had found an envelope of hollyhock seeds that my grandma had saved. She always had hollyhocks up at the garden. Her garden was about quarter of an acre, maybe. It was a big garden, but parts of it was raspberries and stuff like that were permanent. And she always grew all these hollyhocks. And so my grandmother passed away when I was in high school, right? And so the seeds are almost 50 years old, or they could be 50 years old. And my dad planted some of them and he brought them down. And so I have 2 of her hollyhock plants, and he has 2 of her hollyhock plants growing over at his house. So I'm totally excited because I always grow hollyhocks down here too. So I planted them in a different spot. They may cross-pollinate. I'm not really sure. They could, but I'm totally excited. Now, some hollyhocks, they take 2 years. You plant them, they grow a plant, it dies back. The next year it comes up. So it's a biannual, and it flowers that second year. I did plant some hollyhocks down here. I think I started them 2 or 3 years ago because they seed themselves. And so they come up each year. And they flower the first year. They started off these little tiny plants, and they were way over my head. They were about 8 feet tall, some of them, just packed with flowers. Now, I know they're not my dad's favorite flower, but it was from his mom, and my dad is 92. And so it's it's a good feeling to plant things that, you know, um, have a history with you. And so that's kind of fun. And I like that idea of being able to do that, you know? And um, I tried to sell some of my extra seeds to local flea markets, but flowers have sold faster than veggies here. Um, you should be careful. To sell seeds, you actually have to have a seed license from your state. It's really easy to get. It's some paperwork that you fill out. I think I pay on my seed license maybe $20 or $25 a year. That would vary from state to state, but you actually can get in trouble for selling seeds if you don't have a seed license. And a seed license is not the same as having a nursery license. Nurseries that have seed packets have to have both licenses. I have both licenses, so I can sell my plants if I want to. I can sell seeds if I want to. So it's kind of kind of a cool thing, but just be careful, because I would hate for you to get in trouble because you don't have a seed license, and because they're easy to get. You can fill out all this stuff online, but it's always through your Department of Ag. Oh, Anne wants to know how I folded that. Okay, now let me show you. Okay, so it starts out just the plain paper, right? So you're folding it into a triangle. Then you're taking this corner and you're going to fold it right there. You're going to take this corner and fold it right here. And then this front flap, you're folding it down here, and then you can put a fun thing. But I'll do a video, Anne, and so that you can see it up close and how you fold it. And I just find these the cutest thing ever, because a lot of times you are giving grandkids or great grandkids just a gift card, and I just think it's just something fun. And you're just using Christmas cardstock. You can buy the cardstock this size, so you don't even have to cut. There are packets that are this size. It must be about 6 inches by 6 inches. And then it's just a matter of folding. Easy as can be. And then you can decorate anything in the front. So it's just kind of fun. So let me scroll down. It's going, and I'm just not even seeing it. It's very special when you're planting seeds that have history. And hi, Carol. And hi, Arizona Highland Homestead. I haven't seen you for a while. How are you? So John says, my irises splits died due to an early snowfall. They did not take root before it snowed. Are all of them like all shriveled up? Or what does it look like when you're saying that they all they died? Because sometimes you will be amazed if you just let them sit. There'll be little sections, even though part of it is all shriveled up, there'll be a little section that's still hard, and that part will grow. So I just would wait till springtime, John, just to see. Yeah, I'd hate to have you get in trouble and somebody's knocking on your door or sending you letters and say, hey, you're selling seeds and you don't have a seed license. It's just not good. You can get fined for it, and you just don't want to have that. Well, this isn't actually origami paper. This is just Christmas cardstock. I think you could use it with origami, but this is hard. It's more stiff than most origamis. And so I'll do a video. And I actually thought I'd do a video and then put a gift card in there and somebody could win it. I just thought it would be kind of fun. So They turn from dark green to dark brown like straw. I'd still just let them sit there all through the winter and just see what happens. You just never know. And oh, just a minute, let me see. It's been a while. Sick today, so I'm having time again to say howdy to my friends. Ah, drats. And Anne says, sorry that you're sick, Nick, too. I hate those days, you know? But I am already at 36 minutes, and Joe's probably going, is she going to get off of there so she can feed me some supper? Oh, I have to tell you, I did a video the other day on that Audi Cook. It's an electric, it's two pieces. It has the what would be like the frying part, and then has the steamer in the lid. I have literally, since I got that, I have used that every single day. I've made breakfast in it, I've made lunches, I've made suppers in it, and I'm about to go cook in it again. But I don't have to turn my stove on. I can cook everything in that little thing. So if you haven't checked that video, look that out. It has a discount code in the description, so you get like 20% off. I don't make money from you guys buying it. So, but I am going to let you go. I hope you have a great night. The videos will be coming out soon, and I'm going to see you guys next time. Thanks for stopping by. I just so appreciate every time you do that. Nick, I hope you feel better. Okay? Bye, everybody.